Body by Vi 90-day challenge. Welcome. Thanks for keeping on the journey with me and seeing what everything's like. I just came back from a great networking event run by Jennifer Beal, the Summer Networking Bash. It was awesome. Got to meet new people who are on the challenge, talk to people who might be interested in the challenge, and just rocking it, just living a great life and meeting cool people. Today I want to talk about something that emotionally struck me, though, because you know, it's tough when you hear things and they hit you emotionally, especially when they're from people like your family. And in regards to the Body by Vi challenge, I heard things today like, well, it's not making any difference for you. You look exactly the same, and that's not going to work. And why do you think it's going to be that easy? If it was that easy, everybody would do it. And all these statements that felt discouraging, and now I know part of it is my interpretation. I realize that, but nonetheless, it feels discouraging. And I know they mean well. I know they just really care about me and love me and want the best for me, and they didn't necessarily mean that in a harmful way. But you know, I compare and contrast that to so many people in my community. And I spent my whole life building this community of people who are into transformation and personal development, and all my friends have such high standard of encouraging people and wanting the best for other people, not in just a love emotional way, but in a conscious way when they communicate through their words and their language and their body language and their gestures, and to deliberately cause other people to become inspired. You know, I've created a whole community of people like that, so much so that even have strangers. I mean, people are going to respond to this video and going to say, you can do it, you're awesome, I love it, this is great. And they're going to be people who don't even know me that want to encourage me. And I think, you know, why is it that it's usually family that we mishear or misinterpret, or they don't get how disempowering something might be to us? And, you know, I thought about this a lot in my life, actually, because sometimes, you know, I heard this phrase from some singer, Frank Sinatra, yeah. The best revenge, not that revenge is the best analogy, but the best revenge is massive success. And I don't think that's necessarily true, because I feel like I've become successful in so many areas. You know, I have people throughout my life saying, you know, you'll never become a motivational speaker. You don't even have a university degree. And they didn't believe in me, and, you know, yet I did. I had people who said, you're never going to be an author. You never wrote a book. And yet my book became a bestseller in Canada. I had people say, you're never going to build a successful network marketing business. And, you know, I've created a quarter $250,000 in a network marketing asset. So, you know, you achieve all those successes, and you think, now, because I've achieved that success, people should look at me differently and say, wow, whatever he says he's going to do, he accomplishes. And therefore, if he's going to work on this 90-day challenge, I bet he's going to accomplish that too. But for some reason, that doesn't happen. I don't understand why. And you know, as some people will say, well, you haven't really achieved success in any of those areas. You're not Tony Robbins, you're not a household name, you're not a Harry Potter, you don't have millions of dollars, you're not a multi-millionaire. And I think to myself, you know, what an interesting, superficial, materialistic comparison. You know, if you really believe that I need to be at those levels, you know, that's pretty sad. You know, to me, I count people who I meet into randomly on the street who've been impacted and possibly benefited by some of my material. You know, I like to be a household name, but I don't use that as a measuring stick to my success. Now, I know everybody defines success differently, but it's just fascinating. And I get, you know, the reason I'm sharing all this with you is because I realize that, yeah, my hand's getting tired, I gotta switch hands. Well, that's pretty bad. I gotta get in shape. I share all this with you because I'm only doing this in one take. Because I get how family can really discourage people to achieve their fitness goals. Because even if you hear something in the background, a certain energy, you're discouraged. But because I'm on Body by Vi, because I'm sharing this on YouTube, because I'm committed to this challenge, you know, I probably wouldn't have let that stop me before either, because I've done so much personal development. But my point is, you get my point. You know that it's about being so committed to something that you're not going to let little things that emotionally affect you that you can't necessarily control, that are illogical, stop you from what you're destined to do. And so I guess at the end of the day, we just have to accept that people are going to be the way they're going to be, and we can't do things for other people. The most important person we got to do something for is ourselves. So do this challenge for yourself. Do it not because you want to prove something to somebody, but because, although that helps sometimes, sometimes that's good motivation to really say to people, you don't watch me. But most importantly, do it because it's the right thing to do. Do it because it's the good thing to do. Do it because it's the thing you choose to do. And let's do this 90-day challenge together. Body by Vi, 90-day challenge. Wow. This is good stuff, eh? Have a great day. Can't wait to see you the next time. Oh, and go to the bottom, rate this video, give it a 10, because that's the only way I'm going to win this contest. I mean, even if you think it's a 9 out of 10, give it a 10 anyways, because that's the way we play this game. All the way to the top, get on that reality show with Ben Silverman.